So again, this is going to be part 3 of today. Sorry for the long lesson, but I am trying to take it really slow so that you understand each step along the way. So hopefully you've attempted number 7 and number 8. So what I want you to notice with number 7, x to the 4th is the highest exponent. So notice I'm not just doing the one next to the equal sign, I'm doing the one with the highest exponent. So the coefficient is 1. And so that means that the coefficient is positive. So that means that to the right, I'm going to be going up. And so then also 4 is even. So since the exponent is even, then we're going to be doing an even dance, meaning going either both up or both down. So since the right side went up, the left side's going to go up. So then we're going to describe as x goes to the right, meaning x going to infinity, the y value is going up. So y is going to positive infinity. And as x is going to the left, my y value is still going up. So y is going to positive infinity. So again, when I have even exponents, these match. So these were both negative, these are both positive. All right, so taking a look at number 8, 3 is my highest exponent, so I just have to consider just the negative 4x to the third. So my coefficient is negative with the negative 4. So that means to the right, we're going to go down. And then my 3 is odd, so my exponent is odd. So we're going to do the disco dance of this or this. They're going to go in opposite directions. So since my right side is going down, my left side is going to be going up. Okay? So that means that as I look to the right, meaning as x goes towards infinity to the right, my y values are going to be going down. So y goes to negative infinity. And as I look to the left, as my x values are going to negative infinity, my y values are going up. So the y values are going to positive infinity. So notice with odds, you get opposite signs for your y's approaching infinity. Okay, so there's one that they sneak in there every year and I forget, so I've added it in here. They add in these fractions. So what I want you to think about is as x is going to infinity, that means I could get things like 1 over 10, 1 over 100, 1 over 1,000, 1 over something with a whole lot of zeros. And do you see that as x is getting larger and larger and larger, 1 divided by that value is getting closer and closer to 0. So as x approaches infinity, 1 over x is going to 0. So that means since this is going to 0, then whether x is going to positive infinity or x is going to negative infinity, because if I put negative signs on all these, I'm still getting really, really closer to being nothing. That means y is approaching 0. So this became 0, right? So then the same thing could happen over here. If we talk about as x goes to infinity, we would have something like 1 over 10 squared. Not plus, sorry about that. And then 1 over like 100 squared, or 1 over some really big number squared. And do you see how that's approaching 0 even faster than I was doing on the left-hand side? So as it's going to infinity, 1 over x squared is approaching 0. Okay, so that means this is approaching 0. And so y is approaching 0 minus 7. So as x is going to positive infinity, this is becoming 0. And 0 minus 7 is negative 7. So y is approaching negative 7. And as x is going to negative infinity, even if I change the signs on these, I'm still approaching 0. And so if this is approaching 0, then y is approaching 0 minus 7, which is negative 7. And finally, we're going to be talking about the monotonicity of the function. And you don't have to learn that word. You don't have to spell the word. You don't need to know anything about that word other than it's talking about where the function increases versus where's the function decreasing. So remember that when we look at a graph, we're always reading it from left to right. We're not going to read backwards. Just like the English language, we're going to start from the left and look to the right. So it says whenever a graph is increasing or decreasing is always judged by viewing the graph from left to right. So do you see the pink has a right arrow? And as I follow that right arrow, my y values are dropping, so that's decreasing. And then following this green arrow, as my x values are going to the right, now my y values are increasing. So we can say here that for x less than 0, meaning anything to the left of the y-axis, the function is decreasing. And then anything to the right of the y-axis, meaning where x is greater than 0, that's going to be where the function is increasing. So critical points are the points in the domain of a function where the function changes from increasing to decreasing or vice versa. So we kind of talked about that in section, I think it was either 1 or 2, I can't remember. And so this point at x equals 0, that's the critical point where we stop decreasing and we start increasing. So if we take a look at this graph, I noticed I have a high point right here where x is equal to -1, and I have a low point down here where x is equal to +1. So then I want to consider the graph, again, looking to the right, starting from the left and looking to the right. So do you see that here, looking from left to right, we're actually rising, so this is increasing. And then once we hit that high point, then we're lowering, so this is decreasing. And then once we hit that low point, we keep going up, and so that's increasing again. So I'm going to have an area of the graph where I'm going to be increasing. I'm going to have an area of the graph where I'm decreasing. And then I'm going to have an area of the graph where I'm increasing again. And so we want to think about this. So when I talk about this domain here, that's the domain where I am increasing in my x values. And so that is where my x values are less than -1. So it's increasing for x less than -1 as I read from left to right. Then the next part of my domain that we're talking about is in between these two. And so that's saying that I'm decreasing for values of x between -1 and 1. And I don't have to worry about closed or open circles because at those points exactly, this is a critical point and this is a critical point. Those are not included. So we're just going to be strictly less thans or greater thans. And then my third domain is to the right here. And in that domain, we will always be increasing. And that's where my x values are greater than this line at x is equal to 1. So the graph will be increasing the entire time it's in the pink. It'll be decreasing while it's in the blue, and then increasing again while we're in the orange. So again, I apologize for this lesson being a little bit long, but I wanted to talk real slow and do lots of diagrams so that you could understand what I was saying.